This tutorial is going to cover formatting in PowerPoint using Create version 8.5100. All of the options that we're looking at are in the Format group on the Create tab. First option is Swap Shapes. This option swaps two shapes on a slide. So select the first one, hold your Shift key down to select the second shape and click on Swap Shapes. And it will move the positions, and you can do the same for the titles as well. The next option is the Color Palette. If I click on Color Palette, it opens. This is based on the settings in your Preference Manager in both Excel and PowerPoint. There's a separate tutorial available for the Preference Manager, which will show you how to customize the color palette. There's a Standard tab and a Map tab. For organization charts and diagrams, use the Standard tab. Just click on a shape, and when you go to the color palette, if you hover over a color, the name appears. Apply the color, and so on. If you want to apply colors to multiple shapes, you can use another tool which is called Select. I'll just go down to my other diagram. For example, if I want to change all of the shapes that are light blue to a different color, I can select one and click on Select by color, and it will select them all, and I can apply a color from the color palette. I can also select by line style or by shapes. If I now select by shape, it will select the one at the top as well, and I can apply a color. And that's quicker because in PowerPoint, obviously, you can hold your Shift key down and select each item, but that takes a while. Or you can click and drag, but you'll see, for example, it also picks up here the lines as well as part of the selection. Also on the color palette, we have one for maps. The only difference between the standard color palette and the map color palette is that the map color palette will apply a white border. So you'll see on my map here, if I select a country, this item is grouped, but I can select once and click again to get the country. I don't need to ungroup it. From the map tab, just select a color and it will apply the white border at the same time. Next, we have the chart drop down for formatting charts. That's covered in a separate tutorial. Then we have the make drop down. So this is useful if you're trying to resize objects or reformat objects on a page. Here, for example, it doesn't look quite right. So actually, I'm going to ungroup this and I'm going to resize this gray one, and I want this one on the right to be exactly the same. Select my first object, hold my Shift key down and select the second one. From the make drop down, I can either make same height, same width, or all the same, which will make them the same height, the same width, and the same color. So in this instance, I then need to do a bit of alignment and distribution using my PowerPoint tools. So I've selected the objects. I can go to Format, Align. I need to distribute horizontally to get the gap equal between all three objects, and I need to align the middle so that they're aligned centrally. So that's the Make tool. There's also an option for fractions, which I'll show you on this slide here. I'll close my color palette. The color palette will remain open in both Excel and PowerPoint, so do close it when you've finished. Fractions. Microsoft will automatically format fractions such as a half, a quarter, and 3/4, and it will make the numbers superscript and subscript. Beyond that, it won't do any formatting, so this tool will help you. So select your fraction that's just typed in as regular text and go to Make Fraction, and it will apply the correct formatting. Okay, I'll just delete that from my text while I show you the next option. This little task pane launcher here, if I click on this, it will launch a task pane on the right-hand side of the screen. And these are my text formats. I can select my text and click on, for example, body text. I can select a heading style and a heading 2 style. And I can also apply bullet points here as well. In a table, here for example, if I want to apply table bullets, I can select all of these table cells and go to table bullet 1, and it will apply the bulleted text. And these table styles are based on your selection in the Preference Manager. So that's all the items on the format group in PowerPoint. Thank you.